Hi, so welcome to this market watch and after the end of the market of 6th of August हम लोग यहाँ पे बहुत क्विक एनालिसिस करेंगे क्योंकि हमारी जो भी एनालिसिस हमने वीकेंड में की थी दैट एक्चुअली इज ऑन गोइंग एंड अभी भी स्ट्रक्चर हम उसी पे ही आधारित करके हम अपना ट्रेड्स ले रहे हैं सो दैट दोज वीडियोस उसके पार्ट 1 और 2 है एंड दोज आर अल्फाबेटिकली डिस्कस्ड वो वीडियोस आपको अपर राइट हैंड कॉर्नर आई बटन में क्लिक करने से मिल जाएगी और यू विल फाइंड इट एट द एंड ऑफ दिस वीडियो में आपको मिल जाएगी. So today was sort of a mixed day. आज सुबह से अगर आप देखो तो generally I tweet a lot for trades but today was definitely आज आप देखोगे कि मेरा tweets they were very limited and they were on very concentrated stocks. The only new position which I traded today was Tata Power. जो मैं 174 से 177 ये ट्रेड्स लिए 2-3 times and this is exactly what I have been doing today other than of course making and booking some profits at all time highs. So going forward आज की मार्केट में जो स्टॉक्स बहुत strong close दिए हैं definitely Deepak Nitrite and ICC both of them made all time high definitely और ये मैं ट्वीट भी किया था. Bosch is also went good. ये हमारा 16,000 से ब्रेक करके ये 70,500 लेवल्स तक गई but I don't trade Bosch and the reason is pretty simple. I work in one particular domain where actually I have a very good idea about the workings of Bosch and I really am not very optimistic for Bosch in general but definitely IRCTC में split आने वाली है very soon so definitely you should be very much आप अपना profit keep on booking profits at regular intervals and in this way the market won't be able to take over the profit that you have made. Deepak Nitrite भी अच्छी एक ट्रेड थी एंड नवीन फ्लोरिन ऑल्सो ये जब 4000 को क्रॉस की सो वी वे एक्सपेक्टिंग अ गुड मूव टूवर्ड्स 4150 लेवल्स और हमने यहाँ पे डिस्कस भी किया था in the previous video that 4135 is going to act like a resistance, so we booked our profits over there and theoretically then it came and closed just at 4000 levels. Other than that, Tata Chem also is one of the stocks which we discussed also yesterday that this also made an all-time high, so this market is giving a lot of weightage right now to all the chemical sector related companies. Coromandel also gave a very close strong closing but we are not in the trade. We will just wait for some more consolidation and इसके बाद क्या होती है we would be more interested in knowing about those. Other than that, of course, MCX also made an all-time high. This is also one of the stocks where we talked about yesterday कि very soon 1700 के ऊपर एक closing आएगी and this is exactly what it was able to deliver today. Let's also see how it moves. In general, इसकी एक अगर आप बड़ी structure देखते हो so whenever it's able to give a closing above 1700 levels it corrects but this time let's see how it pans out. ONGC also has been going non-stop towards 172. Wow, yesterday it was at 160. I remember I tweeted when I said that I really don't like PSUs but this is the time for these companies to shine on the back of some news and let's see, right? I am not in the trade, no, I'm interested in this particular trade for now. For me the good thing is Britannia का हम लोग 4000 का closing देखेंगे. Also HDFC Bank was one of the trades I was in. I'm still in and I'm pretty sure that one of these days ये 16 level के ऊपर जैसे hold कर रही है definitely one of these days this is going to go for much all-time highs and this is also what we have been talking much about it in earlier times. Naukri is also dancing around about at 6500. hopefully 6500 के अगर especially अगर 6400 के अगर नीचे अगर closing आई so definitely it will correct more and we don't have any positions in Naukri as of now but I have positions in all the other IT mid-cap companies. Marico also faced a huge resistance Also CUB, Gale, and this is exactly the same recurring structure which you will see in all of the majority of the stocks. There was a good move, and then eventually they were not able to hold their ground. So this is the reason why I suggested of I tweeted about companies like IRCTC and Deepak Nitrite. Both of them were able to hold their ground even when Nifty was hugely correcting, and at the end of the day they were able to close at all-time highs. And definitely as momentum trader, these structures are of very much interest to us. One of the tweets I tweeted today in the morning was Bajaj Finance, where I said agar ye day's high which was 7880 agar ye break karti hai, we would be allocating huge amount of money. Unfortunately it was not able to do, and it corrected towards 7700. It gave us a poor closing, but at least it was able to is able to make a higher highs, higher low structure. So one of these, I have huge amount of positions in Bajaj Finance, which was created at 7460 levels over here, which I'm still carrying, and I'm still optimistic that one of these days I would be seeing an all-time high. It's just a matter of being patient and holding to your trades. Cholafin also was able to move past 580 today. 582 tak gayi thi, and this was also where we booked some of the profits which we have collected from 550 levels over here. The reason was pretty simple. It's basically this region you can see multiple times. It will keep on facing resistance until and unless it's able to give a strong close over 580. So the logic is pretty simple. आप 580 के नीचे में अपना positions खरीदो, and this is what I've been doing, buying at 550, 560, 570 levels. I'm booking out at 580. The day it will able to close above 580, we will be again making new positions for BTST and carrying it for the levels of 600. PI industry is also sort of consolidating. ICICI is one of the companies which we are not going to look right now, as we want all the headwinds of the insurance sector sell-offs which are happening from the FII end. वो एक बार end हो जाए, then we would be taking a look of the damage which aftermath ये एक storm की तरह है. So basically let it pass over. उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कहाँ पे क्या damage है, structure में क्या changes आई है, and depending upon that we will be making some positions. Godrej Properties, fantastic consolidation is happening. It's just a matter of days that you should be seeing some really good move. Manappuram also making higher highs, higher lows. Very good structure. जब तक 180 के ऊपर closing है, there is absolutely nothing to worry. Bharat Forge हमने कल डिस्कस किया था of it should be correcting towards 700. So we are waiting for us. The only meaningful trade is above 800 closing. Till then we would just see and try to see if we are able to find some it's able to find some support, and then it starts consolidating at that end. Coalpal, after it broke 1700, which was a good support, so right now this is acting like a resistance. Actually the very interesting thing for now is, and this is exactly the reason, is don't just go by the news flow. Today I was seeing a lot of news flow and lot of tweets about FMCG, but definitely I didn't tweet even a single one of them because I was not able to find, of course in the morning there was a good move and everything, but I am more interested in sustainable moves, so that you as a trader, you don't have to sweat and you don't have to always monitor your trades. So theoretically I am always looking out for simpler trades. So Dixon also very nice consolidation ongoing at at 5000 levels, and one of these days this is definitely going to go for a good all-time high. IEX is also, it's able to hold this 600 620 levels for now, and there's absolutely nothing to worry for in this structure. Let's see what the next moves comes in. Aarti Industry was also able to move an inch towards 1100, and this is absolutely fine. After a good move, a consolidation should happen for a few sessions, and then only it gives more weightage to the move. Hdfcmc is a typical example of the carnage of the storm which we were talking about. So there was a sell-off, and you can see since last 6 sessions इसमें कुछ movement ही नहीं है, and it's just like going nowhere. And this is exactly the reason why I am actually staying away from the insurance sector companies like ICICI Lombard, ICICI Prudential Life, HDFC Life, and SBI Life. Though they are good companies, but as an investor as well as a trader, our whole motive is to buy cheap and just for maximum gain, right? So we are just going to wait for a month or two, and definitely towards Diwali we would be judging for where the positions are and how we stand. Axis Bank हम 800 के ऊपर अपना positions बनाएंगे, so we are still waiting for it. And other than that, Trent also made a 52-week all-time high today, and this is also what we have been talking about. So we traded on this day. On these 2 days, we created a little bit of positions at 1020 levels on this particular day, I remember, and this was also tweeted. And then again today it was able to move past this particular structure. But again you can see, and this is actually a very typical structure which you will find in Trent as well as in NAM India. After every all-time high there's a huge sell-off which comes in, and then again it will consolidate at these levels. Hopefully I want Trent to again come towards the levels of 1000 where we can add more positions. Maruti also, you can see after this nice consolidation, till then it was all fine, but then since the last 4 sessions this is absolutely going nowhere. So we have to be cautious and see how this spans. Other than 7000 के नीचे जब तक closing नहीं आती है, there is nothing to worry. From the looks of it, I think this is more going in a box, but at least all the auto related news flows are gone, so I don't see any big impetus other than, of course, all this Diwali pre-Diwali sell which happens, and this might be a good trigger. Alchem, there's nothing much. ये 4000 levels पर अच्छी consolidated करी है. SRF also made a near about all-time high, and it's a nice structure. जब तक 11,000 के नीचे closing नहीं आती, there's nothing to worry. And this is also what we have been talking about. See, even if there is a structural damage, you can see if there is a momentum, it's still able to carry forward. So this is something which we have to consider. Again, Hind Petro made a new 52-week high at 318 levels. So this is again a good thing. After a good move, if a consolidation comes for the next 2-3 sessions, this is good. Exide Industries is absolutely flat lined at 180. One of these days we hope a move towards a level of 200 and a strong closing for it to take forward. We discussed AU Bank, how AU Bank was able to give a strong closing yesterday, and from there this was a good move from 1200 to 1260, which corresponds to 5% move, but then again it corrected towards 1200 levels. So as long as it's able to hold 1200, it will move, but I am not actually very much interested in AU Bank. Because if you look into the overall structure of AU Bank, you will see that there was a huge sell-off which came from in AU Bank. But at least what we said is, until and unless 1200 के ऊपर closing नहीं आती है, we won't be interested. So right now, at least the closing, it's able to hold this level. So yeah, you never know how this structure can, or at least our trading strategy can change for it. Eminem, fantastic consolidation happening at 850 levels. This is very typical and very good. Similarly, Hindustan Unilever is more in a box, nothing much. HDFC Life also we have already discussed. Icici Moto is also this Icici Moto MRF Pfizer, nothing. These are all pretty light. And also PEL, I want to discuss something about PEL which will come later. So Pidilite is also able to hold this 2400 levels. I was more interested in getting some positions today, but it didn't fall towards 2400. I am more interested in if it dips towards 2400 and then some buying comes. The only position which I created in SIP today was in Astral at 2275, and this is also what I tweeted. It corrected towards 2250, but here 20-25 point is also okay for me. And also I also created some positions in Reliance at 2560 levels, and this is also what I have tweeted. So these are the two positions which I created today. Icici Bank is also it faced resistance and unable to close above 700. This is not good. McDowell also is nicely making new 52-week highs and consolidating, so this is nothing to worry about. Power Grid unfortunately was unable to hold the levels of 190. So let's see if tomorrow it automatically reverses, and we have to see how this particular structure comes in. In general, agar ye failed hui, and if there's a follow up, then even the levels of 180 would be breached in a very short span of time. But given the sentiment of the sector of the power, I think these might be a good buy-in dips, and definitely we are just waiting for a nice week. PVR also very near to its all-time high. LT is 1700 or 1800 के बीच में है. Auto Pharma, nothing much. LTI, we have created positions here and we are still holding it. There has been absolutely no move. One of these days we are expecting it to move towards 6000, और अगर 6000 में जाके उसके ऊपर closing दी, then we would be adding more positions. But till now 7 sessions have passed and there has been no substantial move. NAM India, this is exactly what I've been talking about. Whenever NAM India makes an all-time high, it ends up in a typical structure like this, and so you have to understand. In general, ये 450, 430 or 450 के बीच में ही है. Emphasis is also trying to hold the levels of 3000. Hopefully, it doesn't break. NTPC nice consolidation is happening. Havels nothing much. Biocon also 360 के नीचे closing है. Until unless ये 386 के ऊपर जाती है, we won't be creating positions. Even Muthoot Finance was unable to hold the levels of barely able to hold the levels of 1500. So this is actually good. So this is exactly what happens as I always keep on saying, that a chart will always give you idea of how you can map up a particular situation to the past one. So this exactly what happens is you can see a big green candle and then no follow-up comes in, and then eventually it falls in the box, and again a big green candle, and now again hopefully this again corrected. So hence Muthoot Finance, this is a typical way in which Muthoot Finance actually works. Lupin was also Lupin जब तक 1000 के ऊपर अगर positions नहीं आती, we won't be interested. Even Kotak Bank was unable to hold the levels of 2000. We were happy on this particular days still because it was able to, and right now it closed at 1950 levels. So this we have to see if one of these days if it 2000 के ऊपर जाके closing देती है strong. Ultrachem nothing much. Asian Paints hopefully ये 3200 levels अगर hold नहीं कर पाई, then eventually and especially अगर 3250 levels को भी अगर breach कर पाई, अगर ये 3150 levels यहाँ पे अगर breach कर दी, तो basically it can correct again towards the levels of 3000. So in general none of the FMCG, actually this is something very interesting because I was able to take a very good trade today in Nerolac. ये मैंने कल ट्वीट किया था जब Nerolac 650 को ब्रेक किया था, एंड टुडे इट वेंट टुवर्ड्स 670 और उसका 52 वीक हाई है 688. So at least Nerolac was a good trade, and that was the positions were created yesterday. So let's see, LTTS still able to hold the levels of 4500. We have created positions on this particular day, and then we got a good move, but I think going forward my main target is closing above 5000. Nestle India, you can see a breakdown and it's correcting towards 19,000 levels. So let's see if it is able to hold it. Coforge also we were able to create some trades over here. We are waiting for 5500 above closing. ITC it was going good, and this is actually a very typical bullish structure. ये जैसे ही 240 के ऊपर closing देगी, we would be jumping in and adding positions. हमारा पहले का target था 250 के ऊपर closing में positions बनाने after this particular move, but that didn't happen. But right now even it seems good. So one of these days we are just waiting for a move towards the levels of 240 above closing, and then we would be making positions. Till then it can correct, and of course अगर ये 220 के नीचे आ गई, so basically then it's nothing, it's just a dud move and there is no follow up. Dr. Reddy, long time since many sessions we have been discussing how Dr. Reddy के 5,000 के ऊपर closing आनी चाहिए थी, which would make us interested, and this is exactly what happened. And then I'll say yesterday also it was, and so theoretically we were expecting it to carry forward, and that's not happened. And today it closed near at 4950. So अभी जो interesting structure होगी, if we see next one closing above 5,000, then definitely it would be of interest to us. State Bank of India just was shy of all-time high today. At it went towards the levels of 471 where we booked our profits, and right now I think going forward we would be more interested in the levels of 440 अगर आई तो, and especially we are not adding until and unless it gives a good move and closing above the levels of 463. Divi's lab also a good all-time high was made, and the 2 sessions is just consolidating. The only thing is I don't like the size of this particular candle, but still it's okay. Definitely a 5200 हमने बोला था 5150 level would be a very interesting level for us to track, and we were tracking it, and yesterday it was able to hold it, but today it was unable to hold, but at least it was able to hold the levels of 5100. Let's see अगर ये 5220 के ऊपर अगर जाती है तो then we would be definitely be thinking about it. Idea is also looking fantastic. Wipro also same typical structure, not of interest to us unless we see a closing of 650. Bata India made all-time high, and then you can see it's again correcting towards 1800. Hiromoto also this आज 2800 के नीचे closing आई है, and theoretically it's more in a box, and let's see how it goes. Ashok Leyland also. So today actually none of these companies you are going to find in this particular segment ये नीचे की तरफ they were unable to hold their positions. And also there's Tata Power, Torrent Power also. It started off with 522 जबकि इसका all time high 527 levels पे है, but it was unable to hold, and it closed at day's low at 505 levels. Voltas also was is more in a nice consolidation is happening, so let's see what comes out of it. Concord was also unable to hold the levels of 700. Titan also made all-time high today at 2200 levels. From a target perspective, 2200 was something which we were striving for, जो ये कल ही बना चुकी थी. So right now it's just trying to consolidate. Let's see what comes out of it. A strong close above 2200 would definitely be of interest to us. Tata Power, higher highs, higher lows. So today it corrected towards 173, and then multiple times it went towards 177, 177.5. So these were a few of the trades that we took, and it closed at 176 levels. So going forward, I think a good dip would be something around about at 157, and that we have to always keep in mind that we should have money. If that dip comes, then we would be we should be ready with the money. So Tegem also it was as we discussed yesterday that any closing below the levels of 1370 would be detrimental. Abhi tak ye aayi nahi hai, but still it's trying hard to enter this 1400 box. Let's see what comes out of it. Reliance went an all-time high today, and it closed at 2550 levels तक गई थी. हम 2560 में ट्वीट किए कि we have created our positions. So we booked all the profits which we booked earlier, because our immediate target was definitely 2600, which was achieved even yesterday. We were expecting a good gap up opening, that didn't happen much. On the top of that, whenever the high is the open is the high, so basically you can expect the stock to correct. And आज मैंने tweet भी किया था कि if it is able to take out the day's high, which was 2620, then I would be allocating 50% of my free capital on this particular stock, but that also didn't happen. So it's just a bad unlucky day. Because अगर ये one of those days होती जिसमें वो होती तो definitely we would have made a good profit today, but it's just a strategy. You plan something and it didn't happen, so it's okay. Amraj battery, we would be interested only above 800. Torrent Pharma also, we have discussed this strategy multiple times in my previous video. I'm not going to repeat it over here. Sipla is also ये 950 कल तोड़ी थी, and then we said it's correcting towards 900, and today it inched towards 910 levels. So this is definitely one of the good short trades which we were lucky, and it also went in accordance with the market flow. ACL Tech also, we are waiting for a closing above 1300, which it was able to do yesterday. Today it corrected towards again 1275. So but one of these days definitely I am very bullish in IT, and especially I'm very bullish in mid cap IT, especially on the mid cap segment, and I am expecting some good results, because definitely from LTI, LTTS and Mindtree, for example, also Emphasis should be giving us some good numbers. So let's see. Siemens, ये कल 2250 में हम लोग ट्वीट किया था मैं कि ट्रैक 2250, and that's exactly where it went. Today in the morning it opened at the same levels, but it gave a closing below 2200. So basically this is the reason why levels are so important. We knew to do 50 will act like a resistance, and this is exactly what happened. Let's see what comes out of it. Bajaj Auto also 3800 के नीचे आज closing आई है. So basically the auto sector was totally damaged today, so and there was nothing happening. There is so all these structures which we see right now, there is absolutely no trade. From here, Godrej Consumer Product, this was the day when we booked our profits, and we talked about it when it hit 1100 levels. We didn't expect to give us such a big upper wick, but once it happened, it confirmed our fear that maybe 1100 would be a very good resistance for now. Yesterday, after nice consolidation, today it opened up. There were a lot of good news flows with a lot of positive news. I was expecting it to go towards 1100 today, and you can see what happened. So this is Apollo Hospital also 4500 के नीचे closing आ रही है. We were skeptical of Apollo Hospital from this day onwards because this was a pretty strong candle. Of course, we were expecting it to revert towards 5000 and then face some resistance, but that didn't happen, and there was a follow through. It tried to consolidate and tried to take some support at 4500 levels, but it didn't happen. Eminem Finance Housing also nicely consolidating 90 के नीचे आज closing आई है, but still it's not that bad. Its cost also corrected towards 1450 levels. We are just trying to see one of these days अगर ये 1500 के ऊपर अगर कोई अच्छी closing दी तो. So previously we have bought at 1420 levels, and we have booked our targets at 1500 levels. वो आज भी 1500 के ऊपर गई थी. Every day, wherever you make your positions, be sure to book out first lot at 1500, and then when you see that it's able to sustain the 1500 levels, then think of making new positions for the carry forward swing. LIC Housing Finance is also facing resistance at 450, so in general it's more in a box. RDC Limited also broke 160, and right now it will again come towards 150. Tata Motors also, it gave a good move towards 350 yesterday, और उसमें मैंने tweet किया था, and the reason was we knew this was a good of channel resistance, and any close above 350 will take it towards a new 52-week high. But for now we have to settle, and we have to see what's the follow-up candle which comes out of it. Eminem Finance also, it was giving a good move today again, so basically it's still able to hold the levels of 180, so it's not a problem. PEL is it was interesting for us because I made positions when it broke 2700, and from there we went to 2950 levels yesterday, and our short-term target was definitely 3000. आज 2800 तक आई नहीं. I'm still waiting for it to come towards 2800 and to see if some buying interest comes in. If it is able to hold this particular levels of 2780, then definitely we are going to see the levels of 3000, which would be an all-time high for PEL. Adani Ports, Mindtree also, we added positions on this particular day, but till now we have not been able to make some meaningful trade. We are waiting for a close above 4500. अगर ये 4000 तक आई, and hopefully there will be some demand. but you never know, because it yeah, definitely I will try to track a Mindtree at least for this week, and we would be creating our next second lot installment SIP when we see that there is some strength coming out in the IT sector. There is absolutely nothing much happening in these particular companies. Ipca Lab is going towards 2200. Jindal Steel also is in a box. Canara Bank also unable to hold the levels of 180. So basically, then if it fails, it will again come towards the levels of 160. Tata Steel also unable to hold this. You can see this is a typical inverted flag and pole, and today it gave a bad closing. So hopefully one of these days हमें ये 1200 में मिल सकती है. Then we would be deploying some fund at 1200 1180 levels, and we would be carrying. I'm still very much bullish on the commodity stocks. IndusInd Bank is also more in a box. Let's see, अगर ये 1200 के ऊपर closing देती है, we would be adding positions. BEL also we talked about how first of all we are not very much interested in carrying forward taking part in the PSU breakouts. So since then it has been more in a box. Today it seems like it was able to break the 200 on a closing basis. Let's see, agar iska follow through hoti hai, then it will again try to correct towards the levels of 185. Jubilant Food also unfortunately 4000 levels ko breach ki hai today. SBI Life again a very bad bearish candle, but at least it was able to hold the levels of 1200. TVS Motor also very bad bearish move. Hindalco also, it made 52-week high about 500, and from there it's right now again corrected towards the levels of 475. I think agar market mein koi strength hai, so basically the Hindalco looks like a good candidate. But for me, my favorite steel companies, Tata Steel and JSW Steel, so I would be more concentrated on those. And as for now, I think there is still some weakness left, and I will wait for it to play it out. But definitely we will keep a strong eye on how the stocks are moving at regular intervals on the trading day, as well as at the end of every day's session, so that we are able to make positions when important levels comes in. Say for Hindalco, 450 is a very interesting level and maybe a good support. So we would be tracking this level. Vedanta also, ये हमने कल डिस्कस किया था. So 300 ये breach करके अच्छी closing दी थी, लेकिन today again it fell, and now again it will correct towards the levels of 280. RBL Bank is also not looking good, and so is Indian Hotel. Canfin Home is also more in a box. I would have preferred a smaller candle, but still it's just not that bad as long as the levels of 650 are not breached. Bell also, I told about how Bell can go towards 69, and this is exactly what happened yesterday. It went towards 68. This is something which we talked about when it broke the levels of 60. So ये 69 तक तो गई नहीं, ये actually 66 तक गई, 68 तक गई, and then again it's coming back to take some support from 60. Definitely it's a PSU and we are not interested in these trades. Astral बहुत अच्छी एक move दी थी, बहुत अच्छी consolidate की थी, but unfortunately today it corrected towards 2240. I created some positions at 2270. Hopefully I think one of these days हमारा 2500 का target would be achieved. No matter what, at least we should have funds for the worst case where it will again dip towards the levels of 2000. I have actually taken that into consideration, but I think given the nature of the move which it has shown earlier, so I think maybe this will just try to move. अगर ये 2320 levels को अगर breach कर पाती है in 1 or 2 sessions, then the levels of 2500 should be easily achievable. And yeah, that's it, folks. So for now, of course, I am still not that much bearish. What I can say is, of course, there are some factors which are affecting the stocks, especially which are coming from external global markets. But definitely there is absolutely nothing to worry. I think 17,700 is a good Nifty level. Last time when Nifty went below 70,500, I was still bullish, so definitely there is no point for me to be bearish. when we are above that level. But going forward, I think tomorrow might be a day where everything just flips, and we might be seeing all the stocks जो आज heavily correct हुई हैं, all the heavyweights like Reliance, State Bank of India, जो heavily correct हुई हैं. Maybe we would be seeing a lot of buying interest, and hopefully just like also Bajaj Finance. So Bajaj Finance started off the day really good at 7880 levels तक गई थी, and from there it went towards 7700 levels. So I think going forward we will be seeing more sort of strength in the market. So today, even if Nifty and this particular Bank Nifty, they were all weak and there was a lot of sell-off happening, you can still see that companies like Icici and Deepak Nitrite, they were still able to make all-time highs. And this is how the nature of the market is. If you are with the stocks which have strength, so definitely it will be beneficial for you. In general, I would suggest not to do dip buying, and this is exactly the reason why you won't see any tweet from me today जहाँ पे मैं बोला हूँ कि मैं ये position बना रहा हूँ, because today in the very morning I said try to distract yourself from the market. The market is going to correct. We don't know whether it will just reverse tomorrow or whether it will take a few sessions, but no matter what, this is, I think if a healthy correction is very much important, and let the stocks they give us the further direction of how they want to move. The trades which I would be interested in is more like a deep sort of dips. Something like this in LTTS. यहाँ पे जो आई थी, I like these structures, right? These structures are very much of interest to me, and then a follow up of these structures. So definitely, just like also your Coforge, you can see there's very good buying happening over here. Also you can see in OFSS, and this is a very typical structure you will see in most of the mid-cap IT, and this is the reason why I'm saying that I am still very much interested in all the mid-cap IT companies where I am seeing just like also so even today State Bank of India, but I think State Bank of India had its chance to at least consolidate and at least give a closing above 463. ये 460 अभी breach नहीं कर पा रही है. So hopefully tomorrow in the morning we will see how it moves. No matter what, I'm more happy to buy above the 474 levels to take it towards next next. अभी ये 440 या 465 के बीच में अटकी हुई है. This particular structure is more like a box. Let's see which way the market decides the next move, and we would be happy to take that. Thanks a lot for listening. Hope you got all what you needed. And of course, there might be other interesting companies which you are tracking or you are trading. But in general, if I have just discussed mine, and hopefully, let's see what the market throws at us tomorrow for the weekly expiry. Thanks a lot for listening, and as always, please consult your financial advisor. This is an educational video, and all the trades they have risk. So आप अपने financial advisor से बात करके ही investment या trading करें. Bye bye.